Welcome, friends. My name is Chakalov Petkov, and I'll be your guide for this script writing course. I hope you enjoy this one and make sure you watch to the end. So, why do we basically do script writing? We actually do this because of screen. The screen. When we're talking about the screen, we're talking about television and all that. And who is this course for? Maybe you are someone that have an idea that you want to make it big on Hollywood or Nollywood, whichever platform you may choose. So this course will really help you to define your ideas and make a building block for you to push whatever idea you have at hand. So let's begin. So what is script writing? Script writing is the process of writing stories in a screen or a screenplay medium. So when we are talking about a screen, we're basically talking about the television. So like for your Peaky Blinders, Game of Thrones, all those your popular shows, they need a script before they are being produced into the television, and the masses can watch and give reviews on whatever they feel like. So script writing is putting down the movement, actions, expression and dialogue of characters. So there are some special actions, movement and expressions. For example, there's a joke being told and the girl giggles. You will have it in a parenthesis that is saying she giggles, or it depends on the way you format things. And for your dialogue, it's just like what's happening, conversations that the two characters are having. Maybe the antagonist and the protagonist are having a fight, or something happens that there is something distinct that is occurring in this scene or this act. So then these two characters, maybe they are in a crisis, they are in a fight or whatever the case may be. There will be this dialogue, and before the dialogue can be written, there's a special way you have to do it. You can't just write it anyhow like an essay or a novel. It's like it has a format, and that format is what I'll be showing as the course goes on. So screenplay formats are like guidelines you use for you to produce your screenplay. So script writing can also be called screenwriting. So let's continue. So we have types of script writing. So there are numerous types, but in this video I'll be talking about two. We have the screenplays and you have the playwriting. So any script that is written to be produced on a visual medium like the television, like I said previously, should be a screenplay. So like, for let's say like you have a theater play, like they doing all those high school movies that you see them, maybe they fight, but it's live. Something that occurs live, something that it just means something that occurs live. That is the major thing here. Is playwright is done for production that occurs live. We have steps to create a script. So I'll be talking about creating a log line, story treatment, plot and outline, and the character development. So from these four elements, I'll break it step by step until you reach the building block for you to make your first elements. Now we're going to talk about the log line. But I want to tell you that these steps you need to create a script. You have to think deeply and create an idea. You have to write it down. Okay, what do I want to do? And when you have created that idea, written down, that is when you have made your log line. Because a log line is a brief summary of your story, not more than 2 lines. It can be said to be the blueprint of a script or the foundation. Like any house you're building or anything in this life, you need a solid foundation. And when you have that foundation, it's very easy for you to continue building the house. And in this case, you have maybe your character development, your outline, and your story treatment. So before you make a logline, you have to ask yourself, who is the protagonist? That is the main character or the hero. And in many movies, you might see a good guy. You're like, wow, I want to be like this one. He's self-righteous, he's this, he's that. There's always something good about that person that you will like, and it's always bringing intrigue into the movie and calling most people, and they don't get enough. That's why when you're watching some of your series, you see a good guy, maybe he's fighting like 25 people, he's beating them. If something you like about that guy is because he's beating those people, something like that, you understand. I'm just making a very easy prognosis for you. So now you ask, what is their goals? Like maybe for example now, There's a movie like maybe Transporter. What is his goal? Was maybe he's trying to get his daughter back from the evil guy or something like that. You need to just understand the basic concept that okay, the good guy is trying to have this goal. Maybe his goal is to finish as the best runner. There's always something. Then ask yourself again, who is the antagonist, the opposing force, the bad person or the bad guy? Someone that is causing conflict for the protagonist, someone that is so there are many movies that you might watch and you say, wow, this bad guy, I like him. Wow, this guy, because the delivery of the script is on point and the person playing the role is also on point. And once you are delivering as a script writer, there is no telling how your idea can be. You when you see it on the screen, you'll be so happy because you even be wow. I didn't expect my script to go like this. I didn't. So that is just the great option of writing your logline. Your logline is the basic foundation of your script. Let's say after you have written your logline and you're unclear of what's going to happen in your script, you're maybe in that page that you don't understand what you're going to do about the location, sequences of events, and your character development. Don't be afraid. There's a cure for that. That's when we integrate this step of the story treatment. So let's go. A story treatment, when you talk about a story treatment, is a longer summary of your logline because in this your idea now, it has a bigger idea that includes the logline, main characters, and short synopsis of the events that are going to happen in your story, which is your script. Then you have to put it in a structure. You have to structure this your story treatment. In a basic script, we have 3 acts. It depends on how you want to have it. And the first act or the page 1 is always like 25% of the story. Then in the act 2, that is the middle part, is always 50%. That is where majorly everything is going to happen, where the conflict arises and every other thing that you want to put there. And when you talk about the the ending, that is 25% of your script. That is where the happy ever after story happens. So let's talk. So act 1 is the story setup, the scene, all those basic things, and your character intro, how you want your character to enter, how you want to develop the first scene. Okay, Tom enters the room in his blonde hair, whatever you want to put, but your idea has to be very adaptable so that when picking an actor, it will be very easy for him to deliver his part. Then in part act 2 is the big story, the event where conflict arises. Like in most movies you watch, there's one part that you see, okay, the protagonist enters trouble. Maybe Tom enters a bad gang and he does things he's supposed to not do, and the antagonist now, he uses his wife as a way to threaten him if he doesn't work for him. All those kind of things you see in movies that always ignite your heart. Then in page 3, maybe Tom, he escapes the tyrant's arms and he gets justice for his wife. He saves his wife and they jail the tyrant, stuff like that. It's just having that happy ever after, putting that structure, is story setup, where it's going to happen, character intro, how you're going to bring your protagonist inside, big story events. That is like the major thing, the major event that occur in the story where conflict arises, maybe the fight or something that is intriguing for your viewers. Then climax and resolution, it's talking about what's going to happen at the end, the happily ever after, as I stated before. Okay, let's to the outline. So after writing, okay, let's say for example now, your story statement you feel is too long and you don't have time to do that, then you just shift and you skip that step and go to your outline and plot. A plot or a outline is just breaking down your story into narrative acts, like mapping them every scene bit by bit. Like for example, after I had my log line, main character, and synopsis, what I will do now is like I'll just my idea into a piece of paper, right? Okay, Peter wakes up to his sick wife. That is the major thing that happened in Act 1. He tries helping, but she screams in agony. He calls 911 so she can get checked. She rushed to the hospital. Now you are continuation of the outline. This is act 2. This is what happened in the middle. Peter gets into the hospital in a hurry and tries being with his wife. The doctor notifies him that his wife was poisoned and will sadly suffer a stroke. Remember, when you're writing a script, it was always been a present tense. It mustn't be in past tense. It's bad practice. So at 3 now, that is the final bed. You have written, okay, Peter gets justice for his wife. His wife moved on regardless of her disability. They both live happy ever after. So this, you have basically brought out how your plot should be, how your movie is going to be. So you have had your outline. So now we're going to be talking about the elements of a screenplay. This is how we link it to the format of your script writing. So we have the scene heading, action and character name, the practicals and the transitions. So we'll be talking about this in a bit. Thank you. Hello friends, so I'm welcoming back. So now I'm going to be showing you how to write a basic screen format. But before that, I want to tell you that since the internet has made everything easier, you don't really need to write on a paper and a book. You can just easily go to your Google and search what I use is an ID called Studio Binder, and it is free. So if you come here, you can see you sign up here for free, or you get started anywhere you click. So when you start, you can see the formatting here, how it works. There are documentations here. So if you just click on, and I will wait for it to appear, the screen to appear, or the screen to showcase the information you want to bring out for me. Then I will put my full name, company name, my email address, and my password. But don't be afraid. If you don't have a company, you don't need to write that. So let's go to my page. So right here we have a basic structure of your screenplay. This will be very, very easy for you, so you'll be able to write your script as early as possible and ignite your ideas which have been a burden in your heart. So let's begin. So let me first make everything bigger. So I press my control plus. So let me start. Let me explain this for you. The int.hallway-d is just a major header. This just states where the camera angle is. That is the int. The int stands for camera angle. The always stands for location of where the events are happening, and the -d is just telling you the time that everything is occurring. And this number 2 is just like the numbering of your script, so don't really see that as a big deal. Okay, a gallery of the children are done mostly in crayon. This is just an action line, and it's very, very useful for action sequences. So if I want to bring in a character, I'll write his or her name in caps lock and put it in the middle. Then I'll make sure that the dialogue is written, so my action sequences can go. So now you see, after the character's name, you see sweetie, don't get mad, that is just one man's opinion. This is the dialogue. A dialogue is just where the conversation is going through, what they are saying, what the characters in that is being developed is saying in this your script. Then let's go a bit down. Okay, sorry about this. I want to show you all something very okay. I'm just okay. Yeah. Okay, see, now you can see there is a lot of conversation going down here. Margaret, are you getting divorced? Royal. So now there is a cue here, and this is where we use our parentheticals when we want to make an action to be known. Like, let me be able to tell you, there's an expression that is going on. It said gently. So this will help the producer or the director to understand the gesture that is brought by this character. Like maybe for example, Richie now it giggles. When it giggles, you put a parenthetical to showcase the action that is being done or the gesture being done, so you'll be able to point it out and adapt it in your script. And it's always advisable to use parenthetical when you want to make a cue, when you want some expression to be used at the right time. For example, you have a joke you want to tell, there's a way you need to put the laugh, and you need to have a cue that is going to happen. That is when you use your parenthetical. So I hope you're understanding what I'm pointing out here. Okay, let's be going down. Sorry about this. I want to show you all is that, because this, like for example, now we have this narrator view. This view is just an extension. It's not okay. Let me reduce this. I want to show you all something. So after you have a dialogue, which is a conversation, there's always something they always bring in to make it exceptional, is the fade in and fade out. Because in a scene, let's say in a movie now, you have a scene that they were talking, they were drinking, then everyone, they want to remove from that scene, then someone storms off, and in the process of storming off, the camera is taken away from that place. It becomes dark. That is the fade out. So in this point, this transition, we use the cut. They use the cut too. So this cut too is the transition of what's happening in that scene. Let's go a bit higher. Sorry about this. I just want to show you something. I want to show you that you can have a subheader in your major header. Like for example, you have this main header. It has the int, bubble, and night. Inside there, you can still have a location of somewhere without you rewriting all this in this line. So I took some write-ups on the previous work into another page, so I can showcase something here, so you can understand the formatting much better. So as I previously said, this int is the camera location, Moz Kitchen is the location of the place, and day is the time. So instead of you now bringing this syntax down here, you just need to just bring, it's because it's occurring in the same scene and the same location. That maybe that is a house, but there's a change, and this change is the change in place. Instead of you writing another int and bringing another syntax, because this scene is like a house and you're having sub scenes, and those sub scenes now, instead of you starting all over again writing that syntax, because you cannot build another house inside a house, you have rooms, and those rooms is just having a transition that is moving from here, and the action sequences or the dialogue sequences are having a change, a movement. It's not me like, okay, if the scene is not done because it's still happening in the same time, and even it was happening in different time, we should open another syntax and you state, okay, it's happening in the night. So I hope you're understanding. So this fade out is just a, as I said, is the transition. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this course, and I'm going to be bringing up more initiative materials for you, so to be helping you guys and you'll be able to learn more.